Hello guys! Hello, and welcome to the first of three, I guess, videos on our government essays. We are going to look at the third body paragraph, which is what we have in front of you, what you're doing right now. We're going to break this paragraph up into two sections. We'll do part of it today, we'll do part of it tomorrow, and then we will do the introduction paragraph in one session, and we'll do the conclusion paragraph in one session. And then the last session, there won't be a video, you'll just be typing out your essay. So on that note, we're going to go ahead and get started. I'm going to show you a couple different things with this. You can either do this activity typing into it, like what I'm going to be doing, or if you have a printer at home, you can print this out. It's very easy. You just go up here to the print icon, click the print, and then you just click wherever you want it to go and click print, and it should print out for you if you have a printer. If you don't, I'm going to move myself here so I can get out of this. If you don't have a printer, you can just type into it like this, or if you want, I guess you could draw out a paragraph diagram on a piece of blank paper if you have that as well. So a couple of options for you. I'm going to type on the computer, and I'm going to show you how you can do that if that's the way you want to do it. So we're going to start by filling in our different pieces. I'm going to click up here on the title. Oops. And if you have to be really careful because this is really finicky, I'm going to erase these lines here, and I'm going to put the title as being branches of government. That's what my title is going to be. If you remember, the title is what the title is, or the topic of the entire essay. I already filled in for you that this is paragraph number 3, body paragraph 3. Over here, I'm going to put my name, if it'll let me. See where I'm at. Here we go. Put my name in there. And I'm going to tab this over a little bit so I have some more space. And then you're going to put whatever core you're in, 1, 2, 3, whatever. So we have the top part filled out. Now, normally what we would do next is we would circle the type of paragraph that we're doing. So let me show you a way that you can do this on the computer. There's an option here for shapes. So I'm going to go ahead and click on the shape button. I'm going to go here to shapes and go down, oopsies, go down to the circle. I'm going to click on the oval technically. And I'm going to put an oval over informative essay. Now, what it does is it makes a circle, but it makes it colored. So I'm going to go up here to this little paint can, and I'm going to click on the paint can. I'm going to click transparent, and that will make it transparent so you can see through it. And there I have a circle. You do not have to do this section if you can't figure that out. I'm just kind of showing you a way that you can do it. So the next part that we're going to do in this video is we're going to look at the topic sentence, and then our lead off, and our first lead off and our first follow-up. That's going to be the top part that we do here. So looking at topic sentences. Now normally when we do this, we flip our paper over and we write on the back. Now we can't do that on the computer, so instead I'm going to go down here to these speaker notes, and this is where I'm going to put my G, my C, and my S. So that's where I'm going to put those. So that's where I'm going to type these out. If you have a paper copy, you can just flip the paper over, or if you're kind of made your own, you can find some space on your paper to do this. I'm going to go back into my essay. Now hopefully you have copies of your essay. If not, I'm going to have the copy of this PDF, so you can use it on the computer as well. I have it in a particular program where I can mark on it. Now you won't have it this way. You're going to kind of have to go off of what I use. So I'm going to scroll down through checks and balances, because if you remember, that's what our third body paragraph is going to all be about, is checks and balances. We've talked about the executive branch already, we've talked about the legislative branch, and now we're moving on to checks and balances. So I'm going to scroll down to the article that talks about checks and balances, which is the second article. Now I know that from my prompt down here, my prompt says, using facts and details from both passages, explain the function of the executive branch and the legislative branch of the U.S. government and the checks and balances between the two. So I'm looking for checks and balances between the executive and legislative branches, not anything with judicial. So here where it talks about the judicial and executive, nope, don't need those. Where it talks about the legislative and judicial, nope, don't need that. So I'm really only looking at this paragraph here where it talks about the executive branch and the legislative branch together. So here's what we're going to do. We're going to pick one way the executive branch checks the legislative branch, and one way the legislative branch checks the executive branch. We're going to kind of do one of each. So I'm going to go back to my paragraph diagram here, and I know, okay, if we're only doing 2, I don't need these bottom boxes. And Miss Bosnengo was nice enough for you that she deleted the bottom boxes for you already, so you don't need them. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to X out my transitions here for my lead-offs, or my follow-ups, I mean, because I don't need those. And yeah, I'm going to fill in our lead-offs here. I'm going to scroll over just a little bit. I have LO1. I have, and I'm going to take this, I'm going to copy. Sorry, I have it in zoom mode so you can see it better. I'm going to copy this here, this F up, and I'm going to paste it there, and then 1. Then I don't have to worry about trying to find that arrow again. I'm going to paste it down here, 2, and lead off 2. All right, my paragraph diagram is filled in. Now I can go back and look for what I'm going to talk about here. So, okay, looking at my topic sentences, I need a general cluing in a specific topic sentence. And I like to kind of have an idea of what I'm going to talk about first before I go in and make my topic sentences. So here we have the executive branch checks the power of the legislative branch in several ways. The president can propose laws for Congress to pass. The president can veto laws that are passed by Congress. The president can also must negotiate with Congress on an annual operating budget for the country. So I need to pick one of those 3. I think I'm going to choose this one about vetoing. So I'm going to highlight this so we remember to come back to it. So I'm going to do the president can veto laws that are passed by Congress. That's just the one that I'm going to choose. You can choose any of those 3. Okay, I'm going to hop down. The legislative branch, in turn, checks the power of the executive branch. Congress can override presidential vetoes. It can also reject treaties imposed by the president, as well as nominations of federal officers, including cabinet members and judges. The president must submit an annual operating budget to Congress, which can require changes to be made prior to approval. Finally, Congress can impeach and remove any president it believes has broken the law or abused the powers of the office. So again, we're going to choose one of these here as our second lead off that's going to go in our specific topic sentence. You can do this kind of one of 2 ways. Since we talked about vetoes, you could choose to talk about how Congress can override vetoes, or you can go with something totally different, which is what I think I'm going to do. I'm going to choose this one down here about impeachment. So finally, Congress can impeach and remove any president that it believes has broken the law or abused the powers of the office. So those are the ones that I'm going to choose. Let's go back to our topic sentences now. We're looking for a general topic sentence about checks and balances. Okay, so we could go with something very basic like there are checks and balances between the executive and legislative branches. It's pretty basic, pretty easy, but it gives the exact information that we need. Okay, cluing sentence. You can use your own clue word if you want. You don't have to use the same clue word that I'm going to use, but we're just going to add a little bit of cluing to this, and I'm going to say there are multiple checks and balances between the executive and legislative branches. Now, remember that anytime during this video, you can pause it I know I type kind of fast. So you can pause this video at any time if you need to finish typing and then pick back up. So, specific topic sentence. Okay, I know that I wanted to talk about vetoes and impeachment. So I'm going to say, there are multiple checks and balances between the executive and legislative branches, such as the ability to veto laws and I'm going to move myself up a little bit here so you can see this, and the ability to impeach a president. Okay, they're my topic sentences. Pause the video if you need to catch up with me. We're going to move out into the topic sentence. You can choose any topic sentence that you want to use for this. You do not have to use the same one as me. I am going to choose my specific topic sentence. What's really nice about typing this on the computer is that I can just go here, I can click Control C, and then I can go up here to topic sentence. Let me click, there we go, and Control V. Boom! There it is. Easy peasy lemon squeezy. So I have my specific topic sentence in here now. I'm going to go over here and circle my S. Again, you don't have to do this. I'm just choosing to do it so I can show you how it works. So I'm going to come over here and I'm going to circle my S. And I'm going to make it so it's transparent. I'm going to click off. Ta-da! All done. All right. I've got my topic sentence. Now I need to go to my first lead off. Before we start this, think, okay, what is my first lead off going to be? Well, my topic sentence tells me that my first lead off is going to be about vetoing. So I'm going to put one example, is what my transition word is going to be. You can use any transition that you want. I'm going to use one example, just the one that I want to use. One example of how the executive branch checks the legislative branch is by vetoing laws, period. I've talked about now that the executive branch is checking the legislative branch, and I'm using my example, which is vetoing laws. Now I need my quote. Okay, so I'm going to start this, or start my follow-up here with my tag. Remember that tag tells us where it's coming from. So my tag is going to say, in passage 2, it says, quotation mark, comma, quotation mark, and I'm going to go back and look. It says the president can veto the laws. So the president can veto the laws. I'm going to move myself again. Moving all over the place today, huh? Can veto the laws that are passed by Congress. Period, quotation mark. Done. That's it. So you need to make sure that you have the first half of your paragraph diagram completed. Again, you don't have to do exactly what I'm doing. I'm just kind of walking you through how to do this. When we start this next video, you're going to kind of be a little bit more on your own, if you want to be at least. So that's it for this video, guys. I will see you very shortly for the ancient China notes, and then I will see you tomorrow for the second half of this paragraph. See you guys.